You know, in my almost 3 years of playing Genshin, I never realized to like do this. You know, you go on the website because it shows their animations, so I don't have to get like dumb B-roll and Jesus. But hey, Jingliu. Jinglu's a character I'm pretty excited for. Even if she was bad, because in the her beta kit was omega bad, like worse than Blade levels of bad. But yeah, destruction character and being ice, so she's in a relatively uncontested situation of being a good ice character because Yanqing. I looked at Yanqing's kit and his kit is straight cheeks. Like he gains no external scaling. Like he gets crit rate and crit damage, but like why exactly? You're already gonna build a ton of crit rate and crit damage, so but then you have his ult where it gives like 60% crit rate, and it's like you're over capping if you have like over 40% crit rate, but you never want to go under 50% just for pure consistency. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, he's also Hunt, so Hunt is cringe. I've really fallen out of favor with Hunt. Sorry, like I've just been really disliking Hunt because it's so inflexible. Like, yeah, there's Seal, but in my opinion, Seal's not a good character. She's not the worst, but she's mediocre as hell. She's really only good in situations where you can kill enemies, and that means you're in a win more situation. So, for example, if you have Seal, you can only Seal works best when she can kill enemies, but if she can't kill enemies, Resurgence is basically dead in the water. So Seal's main kit is where in order to deal damage, you have to deal enough damage where you can kill enemies. And if you can't kill enemies, well, sucks to be you because you get no access to Resurgence. And even worse so with Seal, where turns out I just realized that if you're in a single target situation where with a boss with no side enemies that you can kill, um, Seal's Resurgence is dead. Like, what does no one talk about how her talent is dead in the water in a pure single target scenario when she's a hunt character? Because you're not killing anything and you're only getting it from ult. But the problem is most of your damage is coming from your skill. So like Jesus Christ. Ugh. Okay. But Jingliu. Um while she's in her special state, which is called Spectre Transmigration, which I will refer to as her enhanced state or her state. When she's in that, in there, whatever, she gains effect resistance, which is a lot more useful than hunt characters having their taunt value decreased. Because having a taunt value decreased at 50% or lower HP means that you're likely to be one shot by enemies, because of course, and it doesn't really guarantee you to not be targeted by enemies, because you can still be targeted by AoE, and if you are targeted by a single target attack, well, your hunt character is probably dead. So yeah, effect resistant. It's not really on all the time, but it's fine because if you're in like the DPS window of Jingliu, she's gonna be able to resist some debuffs and always do damage. Well, I mean, more consistently at least. Now, there's only now her second Ascension Trace is only really good if you don't have Bronya, but when you use her Transcendent Flash, she gains an advance forward. Now, she has two skills, her enhanced skill and her unenhanced skill. Flash in this case is the unenhanced skill. So the main use of her Ascension talent too is basically you don't have Bronya, so you use skill, your advance forward, you can act faster basically, and you can enter your enhanced state faster. It's pretty good, but I'm not sure about how much of a difference it would make. At this point, I'd rather prefer having Bronya already, because Bronya is a lot more, a lot more useful in my opinion. I think it's a lot more important than literally anything else, because you want to reduce the downtime of being unenhanced. Yeah. Now, when she's in the Spectre Transmigration state, shit, I should have just called it her state. She gains ultimate damage, so this is enforcing the idea that you should always ult when you have your special state. Yeah, and because you don't enter you don't gain the buffs of her state when using her ult automatically, like how Seal activates or gains the buffs of Resurgence when she ults. You're not able to do goofy things like use her ult in order to enter her state because it acts more as a Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you can't use it to enter your state faster, basically. But even then, I'm not sure if you would want to do that because you can hold up to 3 stacks. So, and her enhanced skill gives a lot more energy. So, yeah. You of course her ult's gonna be super expensive. So now with her technique, it's gonna be pretty good because well, it's a dimension, and if you don't know, dimensions are really good because they not only affect the first wave, but they affect all subsequent waves. So you know you use Welt's dimension, and it will have a chance to what's it called, imprison future waves, which is very good. But in this case, it applies freeze, which I'm not really a fan of freeze because when you sure when enemies unfreeze, they don't act, but they're advanced forward like 50%, making your debuffs that you apply like last 1.5 turn. Sorry, not 1.5 turns. Like a debuff that's supposed to last like 2 turns, it lasts like 1.5 turns, and a debuff for like 3 turns lasts like 2.5 turns. It's not great. I'm not a fan of it. But the reason why you want to use it is because it gives you 1 stack and it gives her extra energy. And as I mentioned before, Jingliu's energy is very high. And because you gain 1 stack, the first turn you use with Jingliu, you automatically enter her enhanced state. So that's very useful. Basic attack, there's nothing really to say. You don't use her basic attack. You always use her skill. So, well. Now she does have the enhanced skill, as I mentioned before, but I'll start off with her normal skill. With her normal skill, she attacks 1 enemy only, like the fake destruction characters like Hook and Arlen, and its ratio kind of sucks if you ask me. And it does give 1 stack, so you don't do this for damage, but you really just want to use it to enter her state. I mean, you're almost always going to use skill, so now when she has her enhanced skill, it becomes a blast attack and consumes her stacks. Sorry, 1 stack. And that doesn't consume skill points because the cost is already the stack that you spent. So yeah. Now with her talent, she enters her talent when she gains 2 stacks and she can hold up to 3 stacks. She's advanced forward 100%, which means that things can be really goofy with Bronya rotations, and she gains a lot of crit rate, like 48 to 50%, depending on the level of her talent. And yeah, her skill changes from the single target skill to the blast skill, and when she launches an attack, like any attack, okay, only her skill and her ult, because she can't use basic attack in her enhanced state. She consumes a percentage of HP from all allies, and based on the amount of HP consumed, it's transferred into attack. So hopefully you don't consume the HP of allies who are at like 1 HP, but it's like, oh well. What else? Nope. Okay, with her ult, as always, it's a blast attack, and you always want to use it during her enhanced state because you gain bonus damage with your ascension trace, and it doesn't enter and it doesn't gain the buffs that her enhanced state gives, just like how Jingliu gains the buffs of resurgence under ult. So yeah. And it does give 1 stack, which is very important because, as I mentioned before, you gain more energy by using her enhanced skill. So yeah. And with Jingliu's ascension traces, sorry, not traces, the skill traces, where it's like it's actually pretty good. She gains crit damage and speed, like flat speed, very useful. She does gain HP for that useless thing, but it's like whatever, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, very good traces. Okay, this video has gone on for far too long for my liking. So, Jingliu's best harmony is gonna be Bronya, not because it gives her the most damage, but it basically makes her play a lot faster. So she's gonna have a lot less time being stuck in her downtime, where she's not enhanced. So yeah, there's that. And there are gonna be times where Bronya doesn't enhance Jingliu when Jingliu's enhanced. But like, come on, man. I'll just use Bronya to cheat out turns. And if you don't want to use Bronya, you could go with Asta, where you want to build a 201 speed Jingliu, so you could act multiple times per cycle. There is also Tingyun, but I'm not a fan of Tingyun for Jingliu because Jingliu's gonna have a ton of attack, so Tingyan won't really have that much of an attack increase. And she does have the energy funnel, but it's not really that great. Sorry, it's not that it's great. It's really good, but I feel like the downtime's a little too low. Yukong? No. Do not use Yukong with this character. You're coping. You're coping because imagine you use your. No. You use too many turns with Jingliu. No. Don't use Yukong. Yukong's bad anyway. Now the best. Now for Nihility, I'll just say Pella. Look. Pella's AoE defense shred will go a lot farther than Silver Wolf's single target defense shred. And even then, if you think about Silver Wolf's all res down, Pella also has all res down with her Ascension 4, I think. Sorry, not Ascension 4, her E4. So, but that works basically all the time. You don't need a gamble or anything like that. Now for the relic sets, there is the ice set. Two ice, two speed, and then there's the quantum set. I like ice set the most because it's very, very consistent, and it's the ice set. It's gonna work on her well. And the 2 speed, 2 ice is gonna be great if you're gonna do the 200 speed Asta build, which is gonna be very, very interesting if you ask me. And while I don't recommend the quantum set, it's not because I don't think it's good. It's pretty good, but it's like you have to deal with the damage reduction set, which is the most ass set in the entire game. So it's really not worth it since I'm farming it now and I'm having so many artifacts that whiff. Meanwhile, I could literally be farming the win set and having like potentially dead win sets for my DPS, but good for my non-DPS characters like my harmonies, my abundance characters. Yeah, it could be great on there. The one team comp I will say not to do not do Blade Jingliu. If you do Blade Jingliu, you're doing something really, really dumb. Okay? Just don't do that. You're scuffing up Blade and Jingliu's damage just for them to both be in the same team, and it's like you're not really achieving that much. The only thing you're achieving is having Blade do a lot more follow-up attacks, but it's like Blade's damage is equally spread between his ult, his basic attack, enhanced basic attack, I mean, and his follow-up attack. So it's like, yeah, sure, his follow-up attack activates a bit faster, but it's like, Jesus Christ, just buff one character independently by just have one main DPS. It's a lot better that way. And even then, it's like, do you really want to lose a Pella? Do you really want to not use a Bronya? Stuff like that. What else? Yeah, best team in the game is probably gonna be the standard: Bronya, Luocha / Fushuan, and Pella. Yeah, there you go. You're welcome. And yeah, that's basically my thoughts and opinions of Jingliu. If anyone cared, which I don't think anyone does. But hey, I'm pretty excited for Jingliu. So I actually just want more destruction characters. Okay, that's the only reason why. Yeah. If you made this far, thanks. See you all in the next eternity when I upload the next video. Next one's gonna be a remaster of the Seal video. But in this case, I wrote a 2,000 page, 2,000 letter script. Sorry, 2,000 word script of why I really, really don't like Seal. And you actually just got a taste of it at the start of the video. So, yeah. Later.